Hi everyone, my name is XiaoMing Chen, licensed acupuncturist of Massachusetts, United States. I work on the Osher Center of the MGB, Harvard Medical School. First of all, I really appreciate the organizer invitations. And also it's great honor to be the guest speaker of Third World Traditional Medicine Forums. Tonight, in my topics, I'm going to introduce the TCM methodology. Methodology is one of the good way to organize one subject from beginning to the end. Methodology told us how to do exactly follow the directions. As we understanding, TCM in the world, same as most of the other traditional medicine, it's not alone, but exists in the entire culture system. What that mean? That means is traditional Chinese medicine as one of the medical practice in the clinic, their theory is belong to the culture. It's not only in the traditional Chinese medicine, but also in the politics, socials, even in the military. And as we understanding, when you learn traditional Chinese medicine, sometimes it's hard to follow because of too many techniques in the clinic, particularly in the treatment method. Everywhere, thousands and thousands of TCM treatment technique, outside use, inside use. You have no way to follow. As we understanding, human being is a third dimension world animals. Third dimension world, we can see that all knowledges which is around the one subject could be evaluated increasing, could be infinity increasing. It's hard for us today to understand where does it come from. We only follow the one by one, never end. All the people, when they're creating new technique, they think they are great. They think about they are good. They have their own theory and understanding. But as we understand it, they all describe as one subject, particularly in the modern knowledge explosion time. What is the modern knowledge explosion time? Means we lost the ability to understanding knowledge, to select the knowledge, to judgment the knowledge, and to use the knowledges. Because knowledge could happen in our side all the time. For example, like in mousy bus, we don't know what that means. But to turn your smartphone, they will tell you 1 minute exactly. So this is why we have to learn the other way to study knowledge explosion. That's why we need to learn methodology. And also, as we understand in traditional Chinese medicine, if you go to the world, go to abroad. So most important things is language. Because the language, people don't understand it, even Chinese. Why? This is called the classical Chinese and modern Chinese. But our responsibilities have to integrate of classical Chinese into the modern Chinese, and also integrate the modern Chinese to the common, logically scientific language to let people understand it. We cannot follow the all treatment technique in the clinic introduced one by one. This looks like silly because it never ended. You never can end it to telling people what exactly the traditional Chinese medicine. You don't know it because you don't know how to explain it, because you don't know what is the methodology. Therefore, we need to learn it. We need to learn this kind of scientific logical chain from the top to the end. That's how we can know it. We can know a brand new vertical thinking method. Traditional Chinese medicine is one logical thinking technique, but you don't know it. When I built up my data and the digital thinking technique, so from 1 to 11, I built up one of the system looks like a pyramid, looks like a tree, looks like one of the pyramid size from the top to the end, one layer by another. You can see increasing a lot. But I call it the tree-like taxonomy classifications. If you learn like a tree-like taxonomy classifications, you never study it one by one. You never can be lost. You never can be ended. You know exactly something happened that could be in the different levels. Otherwise, you have to say, oh, I don't know how to explain it. I just tell my patient, you have deficiency of the liver, deficiency of the kidney. Never, the patient feels the foggy, then a foggy mind, then you feel foggy mind as well, right? So that is why traditional Chinese medicine language, if you're understanding well, the people will understanding well. Okay, let's introduce one by one. First levels, I call it the holistic concept. One unit concept, only one. The universe exists as a whole. It's one, only one. Universe is only one. I'm not believing the second universe and third universe because our people living in the solar system will never be out of the galaxy, right? How can you say the first universe and second universe? That's ridiculous, right? And we understand the existence of the universe is represented by the basic existing is called the qi. Qi means energy. Energy mean is one of the special and resource of the universe. The universe is a metabolism and the movement in order by this kind of energy. As we understanding, our Earth is one of the solar system planet. So all energy in the solar system come from the sun. No sun, no energy, no planets. That's our solar system with the explosion. This is why. Okay, then we're understanding the qi is a Chinese word, but actually Indian word is called prema, and the ancient Greek is called pneuma. Every nationalities and cultures have their own explanations about this kind of circumstance. Right? They know it. They know they're talking about the same thing, but they're using different words. Okay, what is the characteristics of the qi? In traditional Chinese medicine now, I talk about the TCM methodology. TCM think about the qi have three aspects. Number one, qi is monism. Qi only one. Qi is one part only. No matter ancient time and now, only have one qi because our human being only living 100 years. In the universe time, too short. The second, qi have no concept of the space and time. Space and time concept belong to our human being only. We know where we're talking, where we treatment, what time is it, and where, and what kind of building the size, right? That's why I have space and time for our research, for our scientific, for our living. We need the space. We need the space concept, and we need the, time concept. Because of third dimension world, the time is a constant. The constant to make the third dimension world as a virtual world, because every single second you are different. When you was a newborn baby until you died, all the time, every single second you are different because time is constant. So you can't say which second is you, right? That's very, very, very strange, right? So this is number third. The qi, the energy is manifested as a movement, metabolism, function of the body, and changeable. So qi movement for that one. Okay, then we go down to another one. We can say, how can we describe the qi movement? In traditional Chinese medicine, we call the complete entire living body. This is the first concept. What is a complete entire living body, and what is the holistic existent field? There are two different meanings. The first one is talking about our body is organized by the four different parts: physical body, spiritual body, the basic life resource, and also energy personality. Okay, I'm going to introduce one by another one. And everybody knows physical body, right? No doubt. Everybody knows spiritual body, and no doubt. Our conscious, our sensation, our memory, our soul, right? Everything. And also everybody knows the basic life resource as well. Means our human being life only limited like 100 years, right? The God is the creator. He make decisions that the dog only can live in 12 years. The cat can live in only 20. The horse only can live in 40. And the bird can live in for a few days. Right? It's called limitation. In the past 500,000 years, our human being tried to break the shackles of the limitation, but we failed. We take one step back, how to increasing our quality of life. So this is called longevity. It's impossible, right? But last one is called the energy personalities. Mean when you was a newborn baby, you were desired already. You have a special nature. You have a special personality. Many people in the one family is given by the parents, one parents, but actually their personality is totally different. This is because of the traditional and ancient medical astrology. People always say when the newborn baby was designed by the planet energy, okay? And this theory is very important, particularly for holistic existence field. That means one unit of the universe, one unit of nature, one unit of our body. Every single cell in our body is they hold, they contain all of the information of our body. This is called a holographic idea. Okay, now we understand it by the DNA. Okay, and number 3, we talk about yin and yang. Yin and yang theory means follow the and the entire body theory, follow the qi theory, try to explain why the qi is a movement, why qi is a metabolism, why qi is a functional. The yin and yang is very good words. I cannot think about other word instead. Yin and yang is express existent changes and the logical relationship of the qi. We see that here. The characteristics that I call existence, it means that they must be each other, right? Opposite, sometimes the opposite, up and down, right and left, man and female, right? And also using each other. Yin and yang have to use each other. The others is their own need. Have no yin, the yang is not there. And no, if we have no white, so the black is not there. We don't know what's that, how to compare with that. Yin and yang help out to understanding both sides. And in traditional Chinese medicine express the 2 existent of the observation method of the yin and yang. But theoretically, the form of the 3 yin and yang in our clinic, as we call the 3 yin and yang, is also respected. Why? Because of the middle. And also we have 12 meridians. 12 meridians means 3 yin meridians, 3 yang meridians. Why are we using 2? Yin yang is 2, right? But actually, we don't forget we have middle. If you have middle, you know the up and down. If you have middle, you know right and left. If you have no middle, you don't know. You don't know where it's going. That's why traditional medicine, they put Tai Yin and Shao Yin and Jun Yin in the middle. They put the Tai Yang and Shao Yang. They put the XiaoMing on the middle. It helps us to understanding from bright to dark is not directly, it's switch immediately. They have to go past a gray area, right? It's called from the day to the night, they go past the dawn time, right? It's called the middle. This is why we have 3 and 3 yang in the traditional Chinese medicine. And yin yang is not enough to explain the whole detailed qi movement. We must have another one, it's called 5 elements, 5 phases. They follow the yin and yang theory, representative of the energy. 5 elements is a detail explain the energy. Some energy flows fast, looks like a fire. Some energy flows is very slowly, looks like water. Some energy is gathered together from outside to inside. We call it like a metal. This is a movement of the 5 elements. The Chinese name is called Wu Xing. Instead of the 5 elements, it's different, totally different interpreter. Okay, you're talking about the internal visceral energy and the spiritual energy, the way of the movement of the energy, and the performance of the vibration and the frequency, because the energy movement is by the vibration inside. So 5 elements is not only described the physical body, but also described the spiritual body and other part of the body as well, particularly for the emotional activity. It's widely used in the TCM psychology. Okay, 5 elements is not enough. Then we go downside. How can we use this 5 elements theory and yin yang theory and the qi theory to understand our body? Then we go through another theory, it's called phenomenology. Understanding the feeling of outside of the appearance, right? The traditional Chinese medicine understanding body from the image, external image, inside image, and to make the practitioner's cognition, consciousness, and the perception observe the image of projected by the energy. You understand it well, then you make the body as well. You must understand it. So it's called a phenomenologist, and also to understand tongue watch, pulse feeling, the body check palpation. We try to detect the phenomenology, phenomenon outside of the body, try to understand the inside. This is a typical TCM way to do it. Okay, the next one, number 6, it's called etiology theory. We look at the phenomenon from outside and inside. We're understanding what is external pathology, qi is outside, right? And the inside of 5 elements energy inside. And what is caused disease inside, like 7 emotion changes, uncontrollable diet and unreasonable work or rest is not good rest, then etc. And to make our energy is bias. The energy bias will cause disease. Energy is out of the balance is called disease. This is why have exterior reason, interior and reason between. This is called the TCM diagnosis. Depend the diagnosis on basis of the doctrine of the Qi. Okay, next one we talk about differentiation syndromes according to disease. This is differentiation. Chinese name is called 辩证. Okay, where it come from? From understanding of the Qi movement and put in a different classifications inside. We call the classifications of the diagnosis, like yin yang styles, 5 element styles, 丈夫 styles, qi and blood, and meridians style, and also Sanjiao triple warmer styles. We have 10 to 11 different styles to make disease clarify, to understanding the disease and which is the causes and where it's going. But it's different than traditional, than the Western medicine today. This medicine is follow the symptoms, medicine follow the disease, but they don't know how to organize it. This is the beauty of the traditional Chinese medicine. Next one is number 8. Number 8 is talking about characteristics of the division of the Chinese medicine. That means after we understand the diagnosis, then we put in the different classifications. Classification meaning we send the patient to each different department, internal medicine, gynecology, and TCM and traumatology, and TCM ENT doctor, whatever. It's distributed to all everywhere. This is the beauty of the traditional Chinese medicine as well, and also the massage on the acupuncture. They have a lot of different subjects in the traditional Chinese medicine area. It's a large area, and Chinese surgeon as well. Okay, there's a lot. And then number 9, we can say, is a formulation of the TCM treatment rule. To make a rule, if we understanding the disease, we make a rule. Means the basic rule is a very important. What we treated, we follow the one diagnosis rule go. If we failed, we found another one. If we failed, we found another one. That's easy to organize your experience in the clinic to make you get much more progress. If you want to get much more progress, you must be understanding what kind of rule you used last time. Not only put the herbs. Put herbs for what? For disease? No, this is called mechanical use. It's not the traditional Chinese medicine methodology. Methodology means you have to build up a rule, your basic ideas. Then you know what you do. You know what you treat the patient. If something you make it good, something not make it good, right? And they have a basic rule here. It looks like an acute disease, we treat the broad symptoms. A chronic disease, we treat for root causes, right? And also in the clinic, we understand it. In Chinese medicine book, they mentioned the 8 methods of treatment. 汉吐下颌温清补消 is A1. Okay, then we'll go another one. After you make a rule, then you know how to treat it. Then you select the technique to treatment. Okay, this is another one. It's under number 9. It's determined of treatment techniques. We can use herbs or herb formula. We use single herbs, only one herbs, right? Or we use herb formula prescriptions, or use acupuncture, or use tuina, or using the health qigong, or using natural integrative medicine, whatever. It's very, very complicated. Chinese have a lot of treatment technique in the treatment clinic, right? Okay, then we go down to again. If, for example, for instance, if we're using the acupuncture, gosh, that is very, very complicated. Okay, then we ask you, what kind of acupuncture you use it? The body acupuncture, ear acupuncture, scalp acupuncture, facial acupuncture, hand acupuncture, wrist and ankle acupuncture. That's too many, right? And also, what kind of needle you use it? Filiform needles, long needles, fire needles, knife needles, or even 3 ages needles, plum blood needles, or moxibustion, or direct moxibustion, indirect moxibustion, moxibustion with ginger, moxibustion with garlic, and moxibustion with aconite cake. You don't know it, right? Okay, with cupping. Okay, even fire cupping or water cupping or moving cupping, I have a lot. So this is why only one subject they could be have a many kind of problem, many kind of new knowledge starts out. And also every year we still have a lot. Some people using 1 needle, some people using 3 needles, some using 2 needles, some people is insert the skin, some people for tendons, some people for the organs. It's hard to follow. You have nowhere to follow. But if you learn the methodology, it's very clarified. For example, using ear acupuncture, okay? What did the ear acupuncture come from? Then you know that. If you learn methodology, you know it. Ear acupuncture from 3 ways. One from a microsystem, right? What is the microsystem? The whole entire body we call the holograph system, right? The second, ear acupuncture is from one of the anatomy system, anatomy structures. You can learn it. And then number 3, the ear acupuncture could be followed the traditional Chinese medicine meridian way. Okay, basically we know that. We don't follow each point for some disease. That's you never can be ending. So then we go to the diagnosis. Then we go to the principal treatment. Then we go to the understanding of 5 elements and the yin and the yang and the qi. So the beauty of methodology, we can from up to down and from down to up, right? If we follow this kind of pyramid shape, then we can catch everything inside. So methodology can relate this kind of logical chain. I repeat it again, it's called a logical chain. They can relate all of the traditional Chinese medicine performance technique in the clinic, and their theory, and their book, and their understanding, everywhere. No matter who told me, I said, okay, Dr. Chen, I'm making a new technique. I can know which levels you are. I put it immediately. So this is a quick technique to learn of traditional Chinese medicine. This is very convenient for people to understand Chinese medicine, and also easy to introduce to abroad, to let all people know it. Because as we know, Western society, they do a lot of logical thinking. It's not only sensory thinking technique or classical thinking technique, totally different. Okay, thanks for everybody. And I'm very appreciate everybody spend time to listen what I'm talking. And okay, thanks for today. See you.